Welcome, I'm Tom, and I'm joined by Rich for an interview with the Trent Rockets all-rounder Steven Mullaney. He's an original fourth-round draft pick with over 1,000 runs and over 100 T20 wickets. He's going to bring a vast amount of experience to this team as the Notts Club Captain. We want to find out how he rates the chances of the Trent Rockets and how they are preparing for the forthcoming tournament. If you want to get more content like this on the 100, then do please hit that subscribe button. Steven, good morning. Thanks for joining us today. Firstly, congratulations on yesterday. You had a great win with Notts and a great knock for yourself, 43 off 17. That must have been a great fun evening for you.
Yeah, thanks for having me first and foremost. Yeah, it was. It's kind of one of them games where we were already qualified top of the group. But the message before the game was, I think that the fans, albeit a 25% capacity, deserve to go home, and it's the last memory for Notts for a month or so as a squad is a full squad together. So it was really important that we put on a really good performance, and I thought the way Ben Duckett played, firstly set up by Hales and Clark in the power play, and then luckily I was able to get a few out in the middle myself at the end. So it was a really strong performance and takes us into that quarter final when we convene back in a month's time in really good spirits and confident.
I can imagine. And for you personally, the next time the fans will see some action at Trent Bridge is on Saturday. We're recording this on Monday morning with the Trent Rockets, and clearly you're there. How are you feeling about the tournament?
Yeah, hugely excited. It's my first sort of franchise tournament that I'm involved in, so really excited. Obviously, to play with different players under a new coach, albeit I have worked with Andy a little bit before, which has been I really enjoyed. So looking forward to teaming up with him again. But to play with the best players in the world, such as Rashid Khan and Darcy Short, really exciting for me and all the players going in. I know it's a few lads' first franchise tournament, so yeah, really exciting.
So as Tom said, it's Monday today and your first game's on Saturday. So you've got 5 days to basically build a cricket team from scratch. Some of the boys from Notts, but there's a lot of guys you don't necessarily know. So what does preparation look like for the next sort of 4 to 5 days, and how do you get yourselves ready for Saturday's big game?
Yeah, well, I've been rushing around this morning, so I apologise for messing you guys about with a bit of time. I had to go out and get some shopping in for the kids because I'm not away for a couple of days. So, we're meeting up later this morning, early afternoon. We've got a lunch and then a meeting, and then I think maybe some team sort of function stroke get together tonight. Obviously, it's really important that we gel as quickly as possible. I think we've actually got the most time as a team. I think Manchester sort of playing 2 days, so I think that's an advantage for us, and also our first 2 games are at home. Hopefully, myself, Samit, Matt Carter, Alex Hales, the lads who have played at Notts can give the lads as much information as possible about playing at Trent Bridge. Everyone knows it's a high-scoring ground, so keeping calm under pressure is a massive thing that we focus on at Notts, which we'll be trying to pass on. And I think it's all about whoever can gel as quickly as possible will give themselves the best chance of getting off to a good start.
As you say, you've got Lewis Gregory there as the captain for the Trent Rockets. You've also got a certain Joe Root kicking around in the corner as well. But you are Mr. Trent Bridge in terms of that experience and understanding it. So you're gonna have plenty of opportunity to get in their ear and give them the tips.
I'm not sure Samit will be too impressed if you call me Mr. Trent Bridge. I think he's been there a bit longer than me. So I think he's Mr. Trent Bridge. But I've played there now. I think this is my 12th season, so it's home now. I live here with my family. Very much see myself as Notts through and through. And I'll just be looking. Hopefully, at first I get selected, but if not, I'll be obviously giving as much information as possible to all the lads to try and get us off to a good start, because that's what it's all about. You want to have a good start in the tournament. It's the inaugural tournament, so you want to go as close to winning it as you can and be the first winners. I didn't even mention Lewis there. He's had a phenomenal couple of weeks with England, and David Milan as well, who's number 1 in the world. So, obviously looking forward to different aspects of it, but hopefully sort of myself and Samit can give a lot of information, having played a lot of white ball cricket at Trent Bridge, that'll give us hopefully an edge on the opposition.
I was going to say, very experienced player in white ball cricket, both in terms of the 50 over and also the T20. And the 100's quite similar to T20 in many respects, but has a few quirks in terms of the 5-ball over or the sort of 5 to 10 sets. Have you thought a little bit about how you might approach bowling in the 100 and how it might differ to T20?
If I'm being brutally honest, we've had so much on our plate with knots, as in qualifying in both competitions, and we had COVID precautions, so we were changing the team, a couple of England call-ups. So if I'm being brutally honest, I've not thought of it in great depth. But I don't think, for me personally, my role will change too much. I think, mixing up pace at Trent Bridge, hopefully going in and getting off to a start like I did yesterday with the bat would be ideal, obviously. But no, we've got a warm-up game. We've got a practice game on Wednesday against Birmingham, which will be, that's the first sort of trial run of it. I think everyone's going in sort of cold with it, with the format. But as I said, I think the advantage that we've got is, one, we've got a practice game, but two, we've got 4 or 5 days to get together as a squad and really sort of nail down how we want to go and play our cricket at Trent Bridge and for the Trent Rockets.
Nice. You've mentioned some of the squad quality you've got. I mean, do you think yourselves are the favourites? You kind of talk in those terms? Have you look around the squads generally? Who do you think's out there?
I think we've got a good team, obviously. But I think there's 7 other really good teams. I think Southern Brave, we play first game, look really strong. I think Joffre just came back yesterday, so that'll give them a boost. They've obviously signed well in Conway and de Kock, so and then I think Dre Russ comes at some point. Luckily, I think we miss him and de Kock, which would be nice. James Vince is in fantastic form, but I think if you look across all 8 teams, I think anybody could beat anybody on the day. And I think, as I said to you, I think it's the team who finds their formula, which should be very different to what everyone's used to, as quickly as possible, will have the best chance.
For those of us who are club players, it's always great fun when you come up against your mates and try and get one over on them. And you mentioned there's a lot of Notts boys in the Trent Rocket, but a few of the guys like Ben Duckett's going to be down at Birmingham and Joe Clark's going to be up at Manchester. So are there any sort of head-to-heads that you're really looking forward to? And who would you most like to get out your Notts boys?
Well, unless Ben Duckett's gone on loan to Birmingham, I think he's playing at Wales.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Yes,
Welsh Fire.
Yeah. Well, we had a bit of banter yesterday just before we obviously debriefed the game, and then I said to Ducky, "Can you get your kit out, please, because you're not in this dressing room anymore." So a bit of friendly banter. Look, I hope they all go well. I really wish them well, and I hope that they leave a stamp of authority in their team of how not to go about their business. But yeah, obviously it'd be nice to get him or Joe. I think Clark, I hope he's out before I come on bowling, because he could try it with 6 sixes or 5 sixes, I think. But yeah, I think we play Manchester last game at Trent Bridge, and we play Wales away. So, I think I obviously want the lads to do really well, and as I said, stamp their authority on their chosen franchise. But I'll just be focusing on, Trent Rockets and giving as much information as I've said to help us win games of cricket. It's very simple for me. It's not very complicated.
Have you had an opportunity to play with Rashid Khan before? I'm really excited about seeing him in the tournament. Do you know him well?
No, I've never met him, actually. People who I know, he's with the same agency as I'm with, so I've spoke to obviously people who deal with him quite a bit, and they just say he's like, really full of life and energetic, loves the game. Obviously, his skill set is absolutely phenomenal. We were lucky enough to get the #1 draft pick, and no, but really, obviously, looking forward to seeing what he's about and how he goes about his business. And same with Joe Root. I think, we both work quite closely with Peter Moores for a number of years now, so I'm looking forward to. I'm a bit of a badger, and apparently he is. So I'm looking forward to tapping into his knowledge, and anything that you can take out of the game. It'd be silly not to ask the people who are at the top of the world in terms of their skill set. It'd be silly not to tap into their knowledge.
Yeah, just thinking about, the 100 was obviously cancelled last year because of the pandemic. So it's been sort of 2 years since you were first drafted into the Trent Rockets. So what's that build-up been like over the last couple of years? Is there a bit of buzz around Nottingham for the Trent team?
Yeah, I actually drove into the ground yesterday, and they have when the T20's on, they have posters up about outlaws and stuff. And the first time yesterday, I saw the 100 posters up, and I thought, right, it's real now. Sort of last year, you think, is this ever going to happen? Are you ever going to get your opportunity to do it? And then now it's here. It's just excitement. I think excitement for everybody, because nobody knows how it's going to go. And nobody actually knows sort of, it's 25 ball overs, if they called that. 10 from one end, you can bowl 10 in a row. So it's going to be really interesting, I think. But yeah, I'm really excited, as everybody is, and I think people are going to be treated to spectacles. I really do.
Yeah, really hope so. I mean, Trent Bridge last Friday for the England international was absolutely banging. You've had some good times, but then clearly the restrictions are allowing a bit more again come Saturday. So back in front of a full crowd again, that's going to be good, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We actually played on the same wicket yesterday as England played Pakistan on, so we knew it was obviously going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
Small boundary. The outfield was as quick as I've ever seen it, and I've seen it quick. It's like there's a Hoover on the outfield, and it takes the ball to the boundary. But yeah, can't wait to get. Obviously, I think we had like just short of 4,000 in for the last few games, and that felt really loud, obviously, because you've been used to not playing in front of everybody. So to get 15, hopefully 16, up to 17,000 full capacity at Trent Bridge, everybody can't wait for that.
As we've said, you look around the 8 teams, there's so much quality in each of them. It's going to be such a high standard. And then later in the year, we've got a T20 World Cup coming up. Do you think the 100 is a platform for, if somebody puts their hand up in the tournament and has a cracking few weeks, they could get themselves into that squad?
Absolutely, yeah. I think you've just seen it with Lewis getting back in the ODI squad and Saqib Mahmood. And then they went into the 2020 squad. So I think it's a great platform for people to showcase the skills. I think it's going to be played all around the world with the best overseas players available. The best coaches in the world are in the tournament. So it's a great platform for anybody to go and showcase the skills. And that World Cup in the UAE, I think it's it's a great opportunity for everybody. I'm sure Samit will be thinking that he's got a chance, and normally when he gets the bit between his teeth, he goes out and performs. So he's a massive player for us. Yeah, but I think anybody could put their hand up and push their case to get in that World Cup squad, definitely.
Brilliant, Steven. We can't wait for it. Can I wish you all the very best for Saturday and for the rest of the tournament? Wish you good form, and looking forward to seeing all of the Trent Rockets games, both on free to air and hopefully maybe even at the game.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's a real treat. Thanks.
Cheers.